Hello students, how are you all? I hope all is good. Today we are going to start with the topic plastic, which is the second part of your third chapter of your science book, that is synthetic fibers and plastic. So let us start now. First, we will see that we use a large number of articles or things which is made up of plastic in our everyday life. Some of the articles made of plastic which are used by us in our everyday life, like plastic bags, which is also known as polythene bags, your water bottles, bucket, mug, water tanks, water pipes, ballpoint pen, comb, toothbrush, toys, shoes, etc., etc., etc. There are so many things which are made up of plastic and which we use in our everyday life. Some of the parts of radio, TV, refrigerator, cars, buses, trucks, scooters, trains, aeroplanes, ships, spacecrafts are also made of various types of plastic. The list of things made of plastics and used in homes, transport, and industry is endless. Plastic articles are available in all possible shapes and sizes. Now come to the definition of plastic. We can define the plastic as a synthetic material which can be molded, or you can say which can be set into desired shape when soft and then hardened to produce a durable article. The term plastic means easy to mold. Like synthetic fibers, plastics are also polymers. This means that plastics contains of very long molecules made by joining many small molecules together. The starting material for plastics are obtained from petroleum products, which are known as petrochemical. Some of the example of plastics are polythene, PVC, Bakelite, Melamine and Teflon. Nylon is also a plastic. And now we are going to read in detail about some of the important types of plastic, in which the first one is your polythene, which is used by us in our everyday life. Polythene. Poly plus ethene makes the word polythene. Polythene is a plastic obtained by the polymerization of a chemical compound known as ethene. Poly plus ethene. Polythene is tough and durable. You all know that polythene is used in making polythene bags, plastic bags, waterproof plastic sheets, bottles, buckets, and dustbins. Polythene is also used for packaging. The next type of plastic is PVC, which is polyvinyl chloride. PVC. Polyvinyl chloride. It is a strong and hard plastic. It is not flexible like polythene, and PVC is used for making the insulation of electric wires, pipes. You must have seen PVC pipes, garden hoses, raincoats, seat covers, etc. The next is Bakelite. It is very hard and tough plastic, as well as it is a very poor conductor of heat and electricity. The Bakelite is used for making the handles of various cooking utensils such as your pressure cooker and frying pans. Bakelite is used for making handles of cooking utensils because it is a poor conductor of heat and it does not become soft on getting heated. It is a thermosetting plastic. About thermosetting plastic we will read later in this video only. Bakelite is also used for making the electrical fittings such as electric switches, plugs and sockets. Bakelite is used for making electrical switches, plugs and sockets because it does not conduct electricity and it does not become soft on getting heated. Next is melamine. Melamine is a plastic which can tolerate heat better than any other plastic, and it is well known to resist fire also. Melamine is used for making floor tiles, unbreakable kitchenwares like cup and plates, ashtrays, fire resistant fabrics. Melamine is a fire resistant plastic, or you can say fabric. The uniforms of firemen having a coating of melamine plastic to make them fire resistant. In microwave ovens, the heat cooks the food, but it does not affect the plastic vessel. That is why the plastic vessel is also made up of melamine, which is used in microwave oven for cooking the food. The next kind of plastic is Teflon. It is a special type of plastic on which oil and water do not stick. Oil and water do not stick on Teflon because it has a slippery surface. Teflon also withstands very high temperature. That is why it is used for giving a non-stick coating on cookwares like non-stick frying pans. The Teflon is also used for making the soles of electric irons which we use to press our clothes. Plastics are used extensively in the healthcare industry. For example, plastics are used in the packing of tablets, for making syringes, doctor's gloves, threads for stitching wounds, and a number of medical instruments. Now, these all were the types of plastics. We are going to now broadly divide the plastics into its two major parts, which is thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. Now, one by one, we will read in detail about the thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. First, start with thermoplastic. Thermoplastic is a plastic which can be softened repeatedly by heating and can be molded into different shapes again and again. What is thermoplastic? Thermoplastic can be softened again and again, and once it is heated, it becomes soft, and when it is cooled, again it becomes hard. Again, when you heat it, it becomes soft. That means it can be molded into different shapes and sizes again and again. Some of the examples of thermoplastics are PVC and polythene. If we take a plastic bottle, polythene bottle you can say, and add quite hot water in it, what happens? The plastic bottle gets deformed. That means the shape of the bottle becomes irregular. The shape changes. This shape change happens because the bottle is made up of thermoplastic, that is polythene, which becomes soft on getting heated by hot water and changes its shape. Thermoplastics are used for making those articles which do not get too hot and are flexible. The next is thermosetting plastic. The thermosetting plastics are those plastics which once set does not become soft on heating and cannot be molded a second time. Listen again. A plastic which once set does not become soft on heating and cannot be molded a second time. That kind of plastic is known as thermosetting plastic. Set is there in the name of the thermosetting plastic. That means once it is set, it does not become soft on heating. Some of the example of thermosetting plastics are Bakelite and Melamine. The thermosetting plastics are not at all flexible. It is very hard and rigid. Once it is heated, it becomes soft, and when it is cooled, it becomes permanently hard. And due to this property, the thermosetting plastics cannot bend. When an article made of thermosetting plastic is forced to bend, it breaks. Thermosetting plastics are used for making those articles which may get too hot during use and are hard and rigid so that they do not bend at all. This is the plastic arrangement of linear and cross-linked arrangement. The thermoplastic and the thermosetting plastic differ in structure. That means both the thermosetting plastic and thermoplastics are made up of long chain molecules which is known as polymer. In thermoplastic, the long polymer chains are not cross-linked with one another. And due to this, on heating, the individual polymer chain can slide over one another and thermoplastic material becomes soft and ultimately it melts. On the other hand, in thermosetting plastic, the long polymer chains are cross-linked with each other, and these cross links prevent the displacement, or you can say prevent the sliding of individual polymer chains on being heated. And due to this, the thermosetting plastic do not become soft on heating. Once they have been set into a particular shape, they cannot change their shape on heating. For example, polythene is a thermoplastic which is having a linear polymer chain with no cross linkage, so it becomes soft on heating. On the other hand, Bakelite is a thermosetting plastic which is having long polymer chains connected through cross-linked, or you can say that they held strongly through cross links, due to which it does not become soft on heating. Now, some of the uses of plastic we will see. Plastic is used extensively in healthcare industries. Some example of its use are packing of tablet, threads used for stitching wounds, syringes, doctor's gloves, and a number of medical instruments. Plastic cookware is used in microwave ovens for cooking food. In it, the heat cooks the food but does not affect the plastic vessels. Teflon is a special plastic on which oil and water do not stick. It is used for non-stick coating on cookwares. Plastic is very light. It is very durable. It is strong and it can be molded into different shapes and sizes. Plastics are generally cheaper than other metals. They are widely used in industry for making home articles. Plastic containers are used to store food materials. Plastic is used for storing a food item, water, pickles, milk, etc. This is because of their lightweight, lower price, good strength, and easy handling. Plastic are non-reactive. That means they do not react with water and air. They are not corroded easily. Plastics are also the poor conductor of heat and electricity because it has no delocalized electrons. And the number of delocalized electrons in a substance determines its ability to transfer heat. So, electrical wires have plastic covering. The handles of screwdrivers are made of plastic. The handle of frying pans and pressure cooker also are made of plastic. These are some of the properties of plastic. The plastic is chemically unreactive, or you can say that the plastics are resistant to corrosion. It is not affected by the weather also. Plastics are also often unaffected by various chemicals including acids and bases. Since the plastics are unreactive and resist corrosion, the plastic containers are used to store different kind of or various kind of material including many chemicals. Next is plastics are poor conductor of heat and electricity. It do not conduct heat and electricity at all, which we have already discussed. The plastics are poor conductor, that is they are insulator. Plastics can be molded into different shapes. Plastics are quite cheap and easily made. Plastic is light, strong and durable also. And being lighter than metals, the plastics are also used in aircrafts, spacecrafts and normal cars. It is having good strength also. The next, before going further, we will discuss biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials. The material, you can see the figures here. In biodegradable category, the peels of vegetable and fruit is there, paper and wood is also there. And in non-biodegradable, plastic bags, glass bottles and cans are there. Now you can understand that the biodegradable materials are those materials which gets decomposed through natural processes such as the action of bacteria. So those materials are known as biodegradables. For example, plant waste such as peel of vegetable and fruit, the fallen leaves, the leftover foodstuffs, the animal waste, paper, cotton clothes, woolen clothes, jute, wood, they all are biodegradable materials. Biodegradable materials rot away with time and hence they do not cause pollution in the environment. You can also say that the biodegradable materials are environment friendly. They are eco-friendly. Whereas non-biodegradable material are the material which is not easily decomposed by natural process. By the action of bacteria, they cannot be decomposed. For example, the plastic, glass, tin, aluminium, all the metals, they are all non-biodegradable. They do not rot away by their own and hence they cause pollution in the environment. They are not eco-friendly. From this discussion, we can conclude that the two types of waste material are produced in our day-to-day life. The first one is biodegradable and the other one is non-biodegradable. So what we should do? The biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste in our home should be collected separately and disposed of separately. Now we will discuss about the plastics and our environment. We all know that the plastic takes several years to decompose. It is not at all eco-friendly. Plastic is a non-biodegradable waste. It causes environmental pollution. When it is burned, it releases lots of poisonous fumes into the atmosphere, which causes air pollution. The use of plastic has a very bad effect on the environment. The waste plastic articles clog the drains or water drains and sewers also, and this makes the dirty drain water or sewer water to flow over the streets and road, which also cause the unhygienic condition. Some of the animal like cows, they also eat up the used poly bags or plastic wrappers along with the leftover food and vegetable waste which we throw on garbage dumps. The plastic waste can choke the respiratory system of these animals or form a plastic lining in their stomach, which will cause death of these animals. When the plastic is burnt, they produce poisonous gases which pollutes the air. So the disposal of plastic waste is a major problem. This is because the following, I'm going to tell you the two big disadvantages of plastic. Number one is it is non-biodegradable. It does not decompose easily. And the second thing is when it burns, it produces very harmful gases. So it is advisable to dispose the used plastic articles by, it is not at all advisable to burn it. Plastics and the environment. Few years ago, scientists have discovered that the photodegradable plastic that can be broken down by sunlight, but it takes very long time to rot. Recently, scientists developed biodegradable polymers. They rot very easily. For example, plastics made from cornstarch dissolves rapidly in water. So the question is how to save the environment from excessive plastic waste. Since the use of plastic articles is not at all good for our environment, what we have to do, we should take some steps to save the environment from the harmful effects of excessive use of plastic. Plastic is a very useful material. We all know. We cannot say that we should not use or we should stop the use of plastic at all. It is not at all possible to stop the use of plastic articles altogether. But what we can do is we can take steps only to minimize the use of plastic wherever it is possible. What steps we can take to minimize the use of plastics? We should try to reduce the use of plastic. For example, we should use bag made of cotton clothes or jute for shopping instead of plastic bag. Paper bag can also be used. Instead of your plastic lunch box, you can bring stainless steel lunch box to school. We should not throw poly bags, wrappers of chips, biscuit, what you throw in your water bodies on the roads and in park and picnic places. The used plastic material should be put in the dustbin provided at various public places. What this will do? This will keep our surrounding clean and also prevent the blockage of dirty water drains and sewers. We should reduce the plastic containers which come with jam, pickles, oils and other packed food material. By storing, you can store your salt, sugar, tea leaves, spices, etc., whatever you use in the kitchen in that plastic bottles. So what we are doing here, we are reusing the plastic bottles. The plastic carry bags can also be reused for shopping purpose instead of throwing them as a waste. The plastic waste should be recycled also. All the plastic waste in the home, shop and industry should be collected and sent for recycling to plastic making factories. In plastic factories, the waste particles are melted, the waste plastic particles are melted and used to make new plastic articles. And during this recycling process of plastic articles, certain colors are also added to that plastic. This is to tell the buyers that it is a recycled plastic product. And what we have to do is we have to avoid the recycled plastic product. We have to avoid the storage of food in that. Most of the articles made of thermoplastic can be recycled, whereas the article made of thermosetting plastic cannot be recycled. We should always remember the 3 R's to save the environment from the harmful effects of the excessive use of plastic. What we have to remember? The 3 R's. The 3 R's stand for reduce, reuse and recycle. This means that we should reduce the use of plastic article by using articles made of other suitable materials. We should reuse plastic articles wherever possible, and we should recycle old and discarded plastic articles if possible. Save Earth, save our environment and say no to plastic. Thank you so much.